Hi, how are you all doing? I'm Sophia Cook and this is our kitchen. Now this kitchen is one of my favourite spots in the house. If you're not following me along on Instagram or even here in shorts, you would see me dancing here a lot. I do a lot of my talking here. We as a family get together here and have made some really big decisions in the kitchen. There's a lot of playtime, there's a lot of fun. It really is the core of the house. And it's such a bright, lovely spot. The greens and the yellows really do it justice, but this window has a lot of natural light. So of course, I'm going to take a lot of my pictures here because the natural light is superb. Anyway, it's quite gloomy outside today. We were actually on a UK television reality renovation show. And when we were first approached, actually, that's wrong. They didn't approach us. I applied to be on it. And then they came to us and said, we've got a spot for a bee project. Now, a bee project is often seen as a project that's a smaller project that's not going to dominate the whole of the programme. And so it might be a small room, it might be a shed, it might be the front room, it might be interior styling. But when they came around, they were like, actually, maybe if you were doing the whole house, this could be a thing. We could do a whole episode on the entire house. And I was like, I don't really want to do this, but I don't necessarily want to be in a building site. And if we did this, I don't want to be in a building site for a long time. If we did this, this would give us the momentum to get it all done in a very short space of time. And that's what we did. But for me, it worked out well whilst we were doing it. I wouldn't have said that, but whilst we were doing it, I fell pregnant again. If you've seen the first episode that I've done here, you'll know that both my children are born on the same day, but exactly 1 year apart. So I found out I was pregnant in September of 2019. Of course, that's when they were ripping things out and we were being filmed and followed. Anyway, this kitchen, for me, I would say it's the central place of the home. You know when people say it's the heart of the home? It absolutely is for us. It's where I do my dancing, it's where I'm with the kids, it's where Cookie and I of an evening will have a chat. Of course, we use the other rooms, but it just feels like, big decisions, laughter, tears have all kind of happened around this island. Now, when we did the reveal for this reality show, and I should give you the name really, it's George Clarke's Old House, New Home, available here in the UK. When we did our final chat for the show, the reveal end of the show is when they take you around and show you the house. It was actually done here in the kitchen, and this is my favourite spot. But look at it. It doesn't look that great at the moment because I wanted to show you what my kitchen looks like every morning once the children have left. There's something about social media where we want to be inspired. We want to have escapism. We want to not see the clutter and the cluster that we have of our own. We want to have clean lines and things packed away and cables not out and plates washed and a nice presented shelf. And I like taking those photographs. I like a well curated picture. But my reality is, and has been for the last 6 years, is that with 2 young children, a dog, a husband working from home, and a husband that pulls his weight, I'd like to say, one space or any space in the house is tidy for all, maximum 7-8 hours a day. And that's when the children aren't here. When the children are here, that's it. And I want the house to be lived in, and that's really, really important for me. But I also love a tidy house. So this is the state of the house. So this is the state of the house as it is after they've left in the morning. But I just wanted to take you around it and show you or point out. We're not that clever in editing just yet. But now, look at all this colour. We've got a great source of natural light over there. And it just floods the room and the colours just bounce off from it. And I'm really pleased with the colour palette. We're going to get into that because Cookie was the main decision maker, should I say, on the colours throughout the house. Now, this cooker, when I tell you that this cooker is definitely the heart of the home, it's not something that I initially wanted. This was a Cookie decision, and based on this cooker, he knew he wanted a green cooker and he knew he wanted an Arga type cooker. I don't like gas. From various things that happened as a kid, I don't like having gas in the house. And we had before we ripped them out, there was gas heaters or gas fires in all of the chimneys, all of the fireplaces in the house, and we had them ripped out. We have an external boiler. So this is actually an induction hob. This is electric. There's a switch that I can turn off. We'll go into me switching off things another episode, I think. So this is electric, and this is also a hot plate underneath here, but obviously it's not run by gas. But this is probably the best purchase and the most expensive purchase of the house, and I just love it. It's going to come with me. If ever I move anywhere, it's going to come with me. I really love it because it's got top main oven, bottom oven, and this is a plate warmer. Warm plates, and I like to dry flowers in there with the children and try and dry bits that I can have and put them in the freezer, what have you. So let me just show you what we plan on doing. So this island was given to us by the presenter, George Clarke. George Clarke, thank you so much. We love it, but as we've grown as a family and as Cookie's crafty woodworking skills, but he's not crafted, probably the wrong word, his carpentry skills have gone from making, you can't see this, but I'm probably gonna add a picture of it, making clothes area in the corner, making tables and chairs, outside tables and chairs, to making a shed. That's right, Cookie's made a shed. Again, we'll get into that. Anyway, he's planning on making a new kitchen island because we've got so many pans, we've accumulated so much stuff. He wants to now make a central iron table. So George, come and get your island. Thank you so much. We couldn't have done any of this without you, George. It's a messy house. Why would I get onto the internet and say that? But that's just the reality of it. You know, it's messy. There's things, it's clean. Listen, it's clean. It's a clean house. But it's just messy. There's like clothes, papers everywhere. And the kids like to put their pictures or their achievements on the fridge. And I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. We've got things all up on these shelves here. Basically, when we did the show, they obviously have to dress the house because they want it to be inspirational. They don't want it to look lived in. And at the time we had actually moved out. I was actually we were all living in the local Travelodge for about what I thought was going to be 2 weeks. It actually turned into 9 weeks. So that's 9 weeks with a dog that happened to be in her season. Very tricky. And that's when I discovered I was pregnant. I discovered I was pregnant September the 19th in this Travelodge. We didn't leave the Travelodge until like October. So anyway, I digress. They like getting us lots of things to dress the house with. Now, over time, those things, we've given them away. I've donated stuff to charity. And the core pieces I still have because I absolutely love them. But we've got into a really bad habit of storing all of that other pieces that we've accumulated on the top. Can you see? But because this is definitely a working kitchen, condiments, jars. I do love a jar. I do love being able to see things, but in a nice, neat, like format, in order. So up here we've got pastas, rice, what do you call those, like popcorn seeds, cones? I don't know what they're called, I can't remember. Sugar and flour, and then that continues all the way around as well, because a lot of the things that we eat a lot of, we've got lentils, rice, pasta. Children are loving those plain pastas. So they're all up there, all readily available. I drink a lot of tea and I drink a lot of coffee. So we have like a little workstation here and then all the glasses here, which drives me nuts because of like the cooking atmosphere, things get greasy, and which means you have to constantly wash the glasses. And that is something that drives me nuts. Now, we're not going to delve into the cupboards because we all know that they're going to be unorganised and a bit of a state, right? And this area is all like the spices, and then I have a little medicine cabinet thing up top for, you know, plasters, bits and bobs. Here, guys, I need a bit of order in here, but you get the drift. You get the drift. Pots and pans, like, we love hard-wearing, heavy-duty pots and pans because, believe it or not, And I know that often I'm taking pictures of Cookie or filming Cookie cooking. I do love to cook. I do love to cook. But it gets so frustrating when you spend so much time with the kids, making them dinner. And, you know, so much time in getting nice vegetables, putting it all together and doing all the good things for them. And they just don't want to eat it. We're getting better. I just chop up the vegetables and leave them in the middle of the table. And their curiosity gets the better of them. And they've started getting more adventurous. Broccoli, pepper. Did we do Brussels sprouts at Christmas? I'm not too sure, but they're like shallots. They're more curious. Carrots, caramelised carrots, I like to add. They're getting more curious. This is definitely the wild card in this kitchen. Cookie likes to have things very aesthetically pleasing. He never wanted one of these, but this, the air fryer, don't come for me. People that don't like them, don't approve of them. This piece of a kit in this kitchen is, even I have to agree, I love it. What else can I show you? I showed you those. The colours of the kitchen, or the combination, took Cookie a long while with the kitchen designer, incidentally, who I think, you know, we absolutely love these cabinets, and I think it really, and it's not for everybody's taste, we get that, but we love the feel of them. Like on my hands, clean lines and really good at cleaning. Like these guys have, how long? 6 years, and it is spray, wiped down, even with like even with like a chamois, they come up so well. Another wild card, which I didn't think I was going to approve of, but now if it was ever to break down, I'm not quite sure what to do. This coffee machine. Yes, there's the whole debate about how much is too much coffee. I rarely drink at the moment, but I do drink a lot of coffee. I have a coffee to start my day with, sometimes before I even have water. Don't come for me, don't want to hear it. But yeah, this is like this little warming, this warms up so this warms up so Cookie gets of a morning, brings me my little cup and saucer. Absolutely love it. Water station to try and encourage everybody to drink a bit more water, and that's sometimes I might jazz it up, put some cucumber in there and some lemons and just put it in the Kilner jar, and they love it. This is the kitchen. This is the kitchen. What will be changing in the kitchen? This island. We are going to get a new island. When I say we are going to get a new island, that just translates as Cookie will be building a new island, just so that there's enough room, just that the pans actually fit properly on the bottom. It's done so well, and I love it. And I think when the time is right, we will either repurpose it in the mega shed. We need to talk about the mega shed. I need to show you the mega shed, or we're gonna give it away. Just give it away and hopefully to another home or somebody that will make good use of it, because it's really looked after us for the last 6 years. But now, as we are growing as a family, we need a bit more space underneath for the pots and pans. Here, originally we were going to have an extractor, and we don't have working chimneys, and several of them had to be repointed. And during the show, we were approached and asked whether we wanted to do that. But for me, the time in which we needed to get all the chimneys done and the cost of that would have conflicted with like the recording of the show. And I didn't want to rush things, because for the nature of TV, they want to make good TV. But for me, it's our home, and I wanted to take as much care, and I didn't want it to be rushed. And having open chimneys requires them to be lined. We had to have smoke bombs to see if there were any issues, and then we had to do repointing on the exterior. So that wasn't going to happen within like a couple of weeks or within the month time frame that we had. And this is the kitchen as it is now. Like I said, I like taking pictures of the end result, but I just thought it'd be interesting to show you. And I'll probably do a bit more of a tour or showing you inside the cupboards and how we try to have things stacked orderly. But I haven't figured that out yet. In the 6 years that I've been here, it's just a cluster. It's just been an absolute cluster and a misplacement of things. I can never find anything, but I'm finding my groove now. I'm definitely finding my groove. Anyway, this is the kitchen that has been plastered everywhere on the... Did I mention that this is the kitchen that featured on Architectural Digest? That's right. That's right. Architectural Digest. Okay. The sister company of Architectural Digest, Clever, they came round and did an interview in the house. Absolutely loved it. And for me, someone that's done interiors. Now, I started my interior styling journey about 20 years ago when I came to London. I used to work for a furnishing fabric department. All the magazines I'd look through in the furnishing fabric department, wanting to maybe go through a house that was featured in there. So our house was featured on Clever, the sister company, or the little sister to Architectural Digest. And then Architectural Digest were like, hey, we're going to run the feature on you. And it was all on their website. You can find it for yourself. Imagine this kitchen, this house, Architectural Digest. And to all those people at Chelsea Harbour that didn't want to give me a job because they didn't think I knew enough about interior styling 20 years ago, you know who you are. Yeah. My house, our house, Architectural Digest. Anyway, so this is the kitchen, and it needs a good clean. It needs a good clean, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. Getting ready for the next round of little handprints everywhere and food spilt on the floor and not cleaned up and all the rest of it. Listen, I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm living the life that I wanted to live when I was a kid. I am living in a home that I wanted to live in as a kid. I know my kids are happy here. I know my husband's happy here, I think. Anyway, washing in the sink. That kitchen, that coffee station needs to be cleaned down. The oven, I have to get into that. And you know, I've not done that before. No, I've not cleaned the oven in 6 years. I haven't, but Cookie has. Yeah. But my job is deep cleaning the fridge, and I do it so well, and the shelves and everything else. Anyway, I've got things to do. I can't stand here talking to you all day. Anyway, I'm Sophia Cook, and this was a brief chat of our kitchen, of our home, and who knows what will happen next. Anyway, I'm out.